Hey fam, Shandon speaking. Today I will show my favorite makeup that doubles the eye size to go from this to this. And along the way I will share essential makeup hacks that no other influencers talk about. No more cakiness, no more spider legs on your eyes, and so much more. Without further ado, let's reveal my makeupless face. Shh, Shandon. The first and foremost thing, good makeup starts with good skin prep. The day before I did my makeup, I exfoliated my skin to get rid of all dead cells and even out the texture a little bit. I no longer wear makeup on a daily basis, I only do it for videos and special events, so I exfoliate the day before. If you wear makeup every day, then you should not exfoliate more than once a week. Right before my makeup application, I washed my face with a cleanser and put on moisturizer, appropriate for my skin type. This way your skin will be smooth and hydrated, which impacts the way your foundation lays on your face. Now I use the Benefit Matte POREfessional primer to further even my skin texture. I have quite big pores and a lot of acne scars, and this primer helps me to further mask those. I have a specific way of applying any substances on my face, like creams, primers, toners, anything. I go from the center of my face to the side, from the top to the middle, and from the bottom to the middle to go against gravity and without stretching my skin too much. This way, your skin will stay young longer. You should also do that in one direction only. That way you smooth your tiny skin flakes and prepare it for foundation. Then I use Clinique's foundation. Many products that I use are quite pricey, I understand, but I must say you can save money on your eyeshadows or eyeliners or on blush or on something that goes to the top layers of your makeup. But don't save money on foundation, because anything that goes in direct contact with your skin gets absorbed by it. And if you don't know the quality of the content of that product, that's not an ideal situation to be in. And yes, a high price tag most of the time just means good marketing rather than the exclusiveness of ingredients. And there are so many high quality budget friendly options, but I'm just lazy and I pay a high price to save time on research of every ingredient. And I can be sure that Lux products got certified and checked and won't contain anything toxic or damaging to my skin. By the way, my sponge is wet. I just realized that when it's wet, it doesn't absorb too much product. Finally, don't apply too much foundation on your face. You want just enough of it to cover your uneven coloring, because otherwise it will be cakey. If you have redness from acne, then use an acne corrector on those spots precisely, or high pigmented, high coverage foundation on those spots. But don't cover your entire face with it, because it will accentuate the texture on your face and you want your foundation to be unnoticeable. This is a moisturizer that I previously used on my face. Now I use it on my eyes before a concealer. If you have an eye cream, use an eye cream, but make sure that it's a day wear one. Otherwise, ingredients may not work together and it will cake. If you have an eye primer, that's even better, but I don't, so I use my moisturizer instead. Very important, before you start your makeup, you need to hydrate your lips. I forgot about it. Later, when you reach the state of applying your lipstick or your lip pencil, it's better if your lips are not dry by that moment. I use the Milk bronzer to do my contour. I press my chin towards my neck to cover the skin below to create an extra shadow there and mask my second chin. Then I open my mouth as wide as I can and apply the bronzer lower than my jaw. This way I accentuate my jaw, but at the same time I don't have weird lines appearing on top of it when I speak. My nose contour is a personal thing. I create like an inverted triangle shape where the cartilage is to make my nose look narrower and upturned. But I must say that contour is a personal thing. What looks good on one nose will absolutely destroy another. So experiment and see what looks best on you. Then I use my concealer. Once again, we don't need a lot of the product. just enough to cover the redness or dark circles underneath your eyes. Because we have so many teeny tiny creases there, the skin is so much thinner, and if you put a lot of concealer, you will literally turn from 25 to 75. I also like to smile when I put my concealer on to see the areas that crease the most and avoid those. Later, when I will be blending it, they will be covered anyway. And my eyes are actually quite red, and even a little amount of concealer, I don't put a lot, and it covers everything. A concealer is a highly pigmented substance, so you don't need that much to cover redness or darkness. And once again, the blending sponge is wet. Like with concealer, I smile when I put my powder on, so that the product doesn't get into creases and wrinkles and they don't get further accentuated. So you can see I've put the products on moisturizer, concealer and powder, and it looks really good. Before I used to apply a lot and the result was that I looked a lot older. Then I used the NYX White Eyeshadow Base for nose contouring. So I put it on the sides of the bridge of my nose so that they blend with the color of my cheeks, which creates like a flattening effect and makes the nose look narrower. Then I put it underneath my nostrils to get rid of the shadows underneath my nose and visually decrease their size. Then I put it on my tip and on my bridge, keeping the gap between them to save the upturned effect. If you're wondering what has happened here, why did the setting change and suddenly I have a boil on my face, that is because it's been a week. It's been a week since my camera died, 20 minutes after recording an hour-and-a-half process, and it's been a few days since I discovered that I have another food intolerance. You can congratulate me with it. Thank you. So to mask the redness of my pimple, I used a problematic skin corrector by Mediva. I bought it at a pharmacy in my country, and to be honest, it's the only thing that helps me to cover occasional pimples completely without accentuating the texture. But I'm sure you can find alternatives in your country. It's a lifesaver. I highly recommend it to those who struggle with acne. Then I correct my dark lines with the same milk bronzer if I covered too much of them with white base, and I covered the sides of my nostrils to narrow them down. Although my lines are slightly crooked, but you have to give it to me, it's the first time I do my makeup in front of a small mirror. Then I cover my entire face with powder. Then I take the Vivienne Sabot makeup palette and use light pink eyeshadow that is the closest to my eye skin color, and put it as the base so that when I take my main color, it doesn't leave harsh lines and blends well. Then I take my main color, which is dark shadow of powder pink, and put it on my top eyelids, going over my creases. Important remark: blow off the extra eyeshadow that is on your brush before application. That way it won't fall places it isn't supposed to. Then I take a smaller brush and create eye bags underneath my eyes with the same eyeshadow color. I look at the place where my eyeball stops sticking out and where I have a natural crease, and further accentuate it. This I have adopted from Korean makeup, and it does make your eyes look bigger, but it's not for everyone. So try it on when you're not planning to go anywhere and check if you like the way it looks on you. A life hack if you struggle with creating lines with eyeliner: take a brown eyeshadow. I use the Love Revolution Watermelon Shadow Palette and use an angled brush to create a template for your future lines. Eyeshadow is much easier to remove, especially when it's not very different in terms of color from your base one, because you can cover it up with your previous eyeshadow and it will be unnoticeable. Obviously, your lines may still go wrong, mine do all the time. I'm not an eyeliner professional at all, but this at least gives me some sense of direction. Then I use the Chanel Brown eyeliner. I love using brown eyeliner as it blends better with your lashes, and what I try to create with my eyeliner is like a continuation of my outer corner lashes. So I go from the corner of my eye down and then up at a 45-degree angle or so. I wasn't happy with the way they turned out, so I took an oil-based Nivea makeup remover and a cotton earbud and removed the unnecessary eyeliner.
3 hours later.
I finally drew the lines that I wanted. Like I said before, I draw my lines from the outer corner of my eye down and then upward. Then I take a brown pencil eyeliner to cover the spaces between eyelashes. This makes them look fuller and makes eyes pop. Then I put template marks for the inner corner of my eyes and finally cover them with the same liquid eyeliner I use for the outer corners of my eyes. Then I put an eye curler the closest to my outer corner lashes because they lay the flattest and curl them. Then I use the Benefit Magnetic Mascara. I apply it at the roots of my eyelashes and then I put mascara at the top in the inner side. As quick as possible, I take a much thinner clean mascara brush and brush over my eyelashes. If I need more mascara, I reapply it later. This way, you won't get the spider leg effect when you put too much product and at the same time, the tips of your eyelashes will be fully covered. As for my bottom lashes, I use the tip of mascara brush to apply the product. And then I use a thin mascara brush to extend it to the length. Look at the final result. The eyelashes look amazing. None of them are glued together. At the same time, all the length, including the tips, is fully covered. And I must tell you, they look even better in real life. Then I brush my natural eyebrows upwards to understand better where I can draw the new eyebrow shape. Then I take Dior Brow Shadow Palette and apply the darker shade on my outer corner of my eyebrows and the brighter one on the inner corner. I must say this palette lasts for years. I've bought it about 7 years ago and I've been using it regularly, and look at how much product I still have. So I definitely recommend it. It's a luxe product that will actually save you money. Then I use the Givenchy Dark Brunette Eyebrow Pencil to create strokes on the outer corner of my eyebrows. Obviously, the thinner the pencil is, the better, but if strokes turn out to be very fat, I remove them with a brow brush. Then I use a lighter color eyebrow pencil. I personally have Estée Lauder Brow Now pencil, light brunette color, and create strokes with the inner side of my eyebrows. I draw my eyebrows slightly higher than the line of growth of my hairs because I realized if I use this line, my line, it makes me look angry, which is not the effect I want. Then I take a dark pink lip pencil and overline my lips 1 to 2 millimeters away from my natural lip line. If I did this makeup to go out, I would not go out more than 1 millimeter away because the more you go overboard, the more it shows. Also, for overlining to look less weird, do it only in the center of your lips, and as you go to the sides, make it closer and closer to your natural contour in the corners of your lips. And as you go to the corners of your lips, the line should not be outside your natural contour. Then, with a slightly lighter lip pencil, I have NYX Peekaboo Neutral, I cover my lips. Finally, with a much darker shade lip pencil, I use MAC in the color of Vino. I create smile lines in the corner of my lips and I draw them on my top lip. And finally, I create a shadow on my bottom lip to make my top lip look fuller. Finally, I use the TARTE palette. I apply both highlighters at the same time and apply them in the middle of my nose and underneath my eyebrows with a brush. Then I correct the upturning nose line with a dry contour from the same palette whilst using a thinner brush and blend the line with a wider brush. Et voila! Just 3 hours later and my makeup is ready. But look at how much bigger my eyes appear. And also, I have a very textured skin. I have white pores and a lot of acne scars, but my makeup did not accentuate my skin texture, but actually masked it a little bit. If you want to know how you can transform your facial features with just power of a hairstyle, I recommend you checking out this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Be rational, be healthy, value yourself, and know that I love you. Bye!